Down there at Charles County Fairgrounds down at La Plata in the hot summer, and hey, it's kind of a cloudy, cool morning this Saturday morning, and I'm out here by Stockett's old tractor. Had some fellas suggesting that I could do a little video about this, and you guys are you guys that take time to comment, watch and comment and stuff, and it's very encouraging to hear from so many of you. It's interesting that you guys enjoy the channel as much as you do. But it's appreciated when you all write encouraging stuff. Anyhow, the giving me some ideas for some different videos and whatnot. There's been times I've missed what would made a really good video, like look down here. You see the a broken Roll-O-Matic, the front upright broke on the 4010 last spring. I didn't have a camera anywhere, and didn't really feel like at that time making a video. I missed that one. Just was in too much of a hurry and didn't have time to go grab the camera and show the tractor sitting there. Just didn't have everything ready to go, so we missed that one. But I was at the end, coming to the end of the field disking, and there's a little bit of a waterway there with a little bit of a ditch, and I thought I was avoiding the deepest part with the most severe drop off, but evidently with the amount of grass growing in it, I misjudged where it was and hit that and snapped that thing right off, as you see. And there was the 4010 sitting with no front end under it. So luckily I had another one laying around. We just picked it up with the big tractor and bolted another one under there and threw this in the back of the pickup truck and came on back to the house and went on ahead and finished disking. But this Stockett's Rockets, it wasn't just Dave Stockett's. Originally, this tractor was built in Sonny Owens' shop. I don't know, about 3 or 4 miles down the road from me. Dave Stockett and Sonny Owens, this was their first effort. It was a joint effort together building this thing, and well, it is still loose. This was locked up. That's the only thing I've really done on it, was try to get the steering loose. I got a lot to do on it, rebuild the rear, because they blew the rear up in it, because when they first put it together, it had a 460 Ford on it, just with a single 4-barrel carburetor, and those are not exactly the original fenders, but it's what's going to stay on there. This is the original tires, 20.838 Firestones. I guess you'd call them double cuts, but not like the double cuts we think of today. This was I don't know, a theory they had, cutting it like that, and I guess it worked for them somewhat. But they pulled it for a year or two, and then Sonny Owens built the Hardwood Honker, which was had 3 460s on it in a row, and inline, crank to crank. And then he updated it year or so later with he put 4 in there, 2 side by side, and then 2 crank to crank at the front. But it was kind of too front heavy, and he could never get the weight transfer to the back with all 4 engines on there. If I'd been him, I would have just made my drawbar longer. That's the way to get the front end up, get the weight transfer back there. But he never did that. Sonny Owens also had an Allison that Glenn Darnell built him. Glenn Darnell had one exactly like it, called the Virginian, and Sonny Owens said build him one, and he called it the Marylander. So this is Sonny Owens, Dave Stockett's first effort. When I was 12 years old, my dad took me down there a couple times to check on the progress of how they were doing building this thing, and I remember it very well. And I guess things are not quite up to the safety specs that they have today. But got his other tire sitting up here. I got to put a tube in it. I thought I had it fixed, but it evidently, the tube, I had a used tube that I stuck in there, but it must have been too used. I don't know. But I gotta break it down again and see where it's leaking and fix it up. It was a neat old thing, and anyhow, I knew where they were. Well, this one and another one of his old frames was sitting, and I tried to get it and wasn't able to get it from him. Somebody else got it, and then he happens to be a friend of mine, and they were going to fix them up, him and a buddy of his, but I don't know, never got around to it. He knew that I had interest in them, so he sold it to me for what he had in it. And he had already gotten a rear, another Farmall M rear, that's what that is. And we got a rear to work on it with, but I haven't had a chance to do anything with it yet. Later on, they did have a blown big block Chevy on there with some 30-inch rubber on it, but it didn't. That's what took care of the rear. That didn't last real long, because it I don't know, he couldn't keep the front end on the ground. Matter of fact, I don't know if I can find it or not. I got a video of him. I don't know if it was the first time he pulled it or not, up at the Buck, trying to come off the line with it, and it's just going airborne every time he tries to come off the line. But anyway, hopefully one of these days. I mean, I got a 460 here that was just going to freshen up a little bit, give it a dirt farmer freshening, and put on there, and try to get it back looking like when they first put it together. That's a one of these days project, isn't it? Hopefully we'll get it though. But that's I guess it was in '76 when they were building this, and into '77 when they were first pulling it. First time they pulled it was in Primer. It was down there at Charles County Fairgrounds down in La Plata in the hot summer, and neither Dave Stockett nor Sonny Owens would drive it. They got the the first time, I don't know whether they were scared or what, but the guy that was doing their welding for him, he got up on it and drove it for him, and it went on up the track. And that was at that pull that my ride, who had taken me and a friend of mine down there, said it was too hot and he went home, and I told him I'd find a way home. And Sonny Owens was good enough to give these two kids, 11 years old, 12 years old, a ride home. and he stopped at a Wendy's and bought Frosties for us. Of course, he had one too, because it was hot. Good golly. In the middle of summer, middle of the day, and but yep, that's the story of this. One of these days, I hope we'll be able to do something with it. I need a driver. I'm taking applications when we get it done. My nephew, I think he might drive it, but like I say, maybe I'll sell tickets. Give a little course on how to run it and let people take her up the track. It should be a pretty tame, reliable old modified. So anyhow, it's about all I can think of that would be interesting about it. So there you go. This was Stockett's color. His color scheme for his excavating business was, I don't know, dark green, kind of misted over cream color. And yep, he's gone. He's been gone a long time. Yep.
Thank you.